Hey guys, welcome to another episode of A Hungry Leo, and today we are cooking Cajun pasta. This is a very simple dish. This video is beginners friendly, so make sure you subscribe for more videos. Alright, let's get started. So you're gonna need 8 ounces of dry penne pasta, 1 pound of raw, large, peeled and deveined shrimp, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. You'll need half a link of andouille or beef sausage sliced, 2 green bell peppers thinly sliced, a half medium onion also thinly sliced, 4 cloves of garlic minced, and salt and pepper to taste. You'll also need 2 tablespoons of olive oil and set aside 1 tablespoon for later, a half cup of crushed tomatoes, reserve another half cup just in case, and a half cup of half and half. You'll also need 3 tablespoons of your favorite Cajun seasoning and reserve 2 tablespoons for later. I'm using my own Leo Goods Cajun seasoning that you can purchase through my website. It is salt-free. All right, let's get started. You'll need deveined shrimp, and if you don't have deveined like I do, you'll have to cut basically the top and bottom to remove the waste of the shrimp, to say it lightly. It's way easier to purchase it pre-deveined to save you this hassle and this trouble. For the penne pasta, just follow the instructions of the box. For example, mine says boil for 11 minutes. Also drain well, and also rinse it in cold water to stop the cooking process. So we're gonna cut the green bell pepper, and I'm showing you just chop off the top, and then you'll thinly slice it. You'll also want to remove the seeds and the inside. So after cutting off the top, I just slice it down the middle to make it easier to cut, and just grab the insides. If a few seeds happen to fall in it, it's okay, nothing's gonna happen. So we're gonna as thin as you possibly can, slice it lengthwise. So it should look something like that. When you're done, it should look just like this, thinly sliced green bell peppers. So next, we're gonna also cut the onion in a very similar way. You'll want to basically cut the 2 ends of the onion. Then you're gonna want to peel the onion. I removed the first 2 layers. Next, we're gonna slice the onion in half. You're only gonna need half of this onion, and just reserve the other half for any other recipe later. They last a long time. In the same way we did the bell pepper, we're gonna slice it as thin as you can, lengthwise, following along the lines of the onion. It's gonna look something like that. Next, the garlic. We're gonna use 4 cloves of garlic. I'm not gonna lie, garlic's not my favorite thing to slice because you have to mince it, but you gotta get it done. Or unless you have pre-minced garlic, which is easier, but it does have flavor in it. So I'm gonna use a fresh garlic clove. That was an easy peel this time. Sometimes it can be a little complicated. But you're gonna wanna cut the end off the garlic, and then you're gonna just slice it lengthwise. To me, that's easier. Slice it lengthwise, and then turn it around and begin chopping it. And then you're just gonna take your knife and begin mincing it. As best as you can, as small as you can. It should look something like this. I just mince it with my knife. Next, we're gonna use Andouille sausage. This is a local one. I know that Andouille isn't sold everywhere in the United States. It's more of a southern thing. So if you have a beef sausage, that absolutely works. So we're just gonna slice it kind of diagonally to however many pieces you want. And it should look something like this in the end. So next, with our peeled and deveined shrimp, we're just gonna season it. So again, I'm using my own Leo Goods Cajun seasoning. You can get it on my website. And just sprinkle it all over the shrimp. And you'll also want to add your desired amount of salt, or you can add no salt at all because we're gonna add salt at the end anyway. Or if you just can't have salt at all, this is perfect. And just flip it over and begin seasoning it again on the other side. All right, let's begin cooking. So you're gonna need a nice sized pan, and I'm gonna add a tablespoon of olive oil over medium heat, because we're gonna start cooking the meats first. We're gonna start off cooking the shrimp first. So just after it's all heated up, lay the shrimp down, and you're gonna cook it for 2 to 3 minutes per side. But it should look something like this. You'll see it curves up, and shrimp, when it's cooked, it turns pink. So it should be pretty cooked. All right, we're gonna remove the shrimp, and we're gonna add the pan back. You can probably see in the video, I added olive oil again. You don't have to do that because the andouille sausage has a lot of natural oils and fats in it that's gonna help it cook. So you don't have to put olive oil on it again. But we're just gonna cook the sausage for about 3 to 5 minutes per side. And this is gonna give the pan a really nice smoky flavor when we add all the other ingredients. But it should look something like this once you cook it on the first side, and just flip it over. Very similar to how we did the shrimp. See, it gets real oily. That's why you don't have to add more oil. And the shrimp and sausage should look something like this. All right, next we're gonna add another tablespoon of olive oil into the pan. And yes, the pan's gonna look kind of brownish. Don't worry, that's gonna help the flavor. And it'll eventually kind of turn black a little bit. Again, don't worry. It's all in the flavor. So we're gonna add the sliced green bell pepper and onion and saute it around and cook it for a good 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, next we're gonna go ahead and add the minced garlic and the extra 2 tablespoons of Cajun seasoning. You're only gonna wanna cook this for about 30 seconds because garlic can burn pretty easily. You just wanna cook until it's fragrant. Also, if you feel the need to turn down the heat a little bit just so you don't burn the garlic, I would do that also. You see, I kind of pick the pan up so it's not on direct heat to cook the garlic. All right, after that's all done, we're gonna add the shrimp and the sausage back into the pan. Just kind of mix it around. So let it cook for like another few minutes, and then we're gonna go ahead and add the tomato sauce, the crushed tomatoes, as well as the half and half. And again, this is why I reserve an extra half cup of crushed tomato, because sometimes depending on how many shrimps you have or what size it is, it may not be as saucy as you want it to be. So if it isn't as saucy, add a little bit more crushed tomato. So we're just gonna mix it all together. All right, now it's cooking for a good 5 minutes now. And we're gonna sprinkle in the brown sugar. Just kind of gives it a nice sweet balance, but it doesn't make it too sweet. And again, like at this point, you should just kind of get a spoon and taste the sauce, how you like it. If you need more seasoning, add more seasoning. You need more salt or pepper, add more salt or pepper. If you need more brown sugar, add a little bit more. All right, at this point, we're gonna add the pasta that is cooked and cooled and sitting aside in the strainer. And I kind of just eyeball it a little bit, just like add some, mix it up, see how the consistency is. I wouldn't dump all of the pasta into it because it may be too much for the pan or for the ratio of sauce to pasta. So just eyeball it, add in the pasta, kind of mix it up pretty well and see how it looks. And now we're at the end. Again, adjust the taste, add more crushed tomato if you like, or more Cajun seasoning, or more pasta if it's too saucy. All right, finally, we're gonna add, and this is optional, shaved Parmesan on top. And then your dish is complete. Now we have a nice savory, slightly spicy Cajun pasta. This is a super easy dish. Everyone will love it, trust me. And that's all, folks, for the Cajun pasta. Super yummy, super easy, beginners friendly recipe. All right, and that's all, guys. So you can find this recipe and many others in my A Hungry Leo, the cooking guidebook, issue number 1. And it features 14 original beginners-friendly recipes ranging from appetizers to breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and desserts. And you can also find this Cajun seasoning that is featured in this video on my website from my Leo Goods brand. And it is a salt-free Cajun seasoning that is full of flavor and less salt and fillers. You can also find me on social media at A Hungry Leo, my website, ahungryleo.com, and inquiries, you can find the link in the description. See you in the next video.